Collingwood Law Office is located at 2959 Kingsway in Vancouver, and what follows are interviews conducted with some of its employees.
My name is Logan Naina, and I'm a lawyer.
What generation of Canadian migrant are you?
I'm a first generation.
And how long have you lived in Canada?
Approximately 10 years.
You find yourself more Asian or Canadian?
Depends how you define. Asian, I know the definition of Asian, but Canadian, I don't know. I think Canadian is actually multicultural, right? So I'll say I'm multicultural.
And what made you move here? Did you have family here?
No. I moved here because I was looking at a better future for my children, because I come from a third world country, South Africa, where it was very violent.
Did you have to convert your degree or was it recognized?
I had to send the degree for accreditation, and then I had to write some exams.
Was that a difficult process?
It is a very anxious process and time consuming. In the interim, you cannot practice or you cannot work for a law firm. So I started off working as a janitor while waiting for my accreditation and trying to pass my exams. So you want to know that's difficult? I think it's self-explanatory. For my own practice in 2005, Collingwood Law Office.
Did anybody from your culture help you build the practice, or any migrants?
Well, basically, the people that rallied around me and encouraged me to open my own practice is migrant people. My business is based 90% Chinese business.
My name is Puneet Sandar and I'm a lawyer.
And where are you from?
Right now from Canada. Originated from?
Yes.
Yeah, from India. I have lived in Canada 6.5 years.
And what prompted you to move here?
Quality of life.
And coming here, did you have to convert your degree or redo
Yes.
any exams? And how did you find that?
It was challenging. It was challenging in different respects. One, financially, because they're really expensive. You're a new immigrant, you want to support yourself, and then you've got these added costs. Two, you come from a totally different setup, and then you land here and you have to adapt yourself to a totally, it's different style of exams and studies. So, and three, of course, it's a new environment for you because you're in a new country. Then you have a new study environment, so it's completely nerve-wracking, but you have to get along.
And how did you come to Canada? Were you sponsored or did you just apply?
It was skilled category.
Can you explain that?
Yes. If you are, there's a category of immigration with the Canadian government. If you are a professional, and there are certain professions that they're looking for, you apply for your immigration based on that. My husband his profession fell in the category of professionals that they were looking for. They didn't need lawyers here, by the way. So he was the principal applicant and I was a dependent.
And what does he do?
He was an MBA when he applied, and now he's an MBA and he's done CMA, Certified Management Accountant.
What would you say is the ethnic makeup of your clientele, primarily?
Primarily Punjabis. I would say 60% or 70% of Punjabis and 10% Chinese. The rest of them is a mixture.
How do you find the Canadian culture compared to the Indian culture?
Well, it's both ways. You like certain things in this culture and you don't, and there are things you liked in your culture and the things you did not like in your culture. So I wouldn't say I completely accept Indian culture or I completely accept Canadian culture. It's just I try to just pick up the best of both. Because we are both immigrants, right? We don't have a set base here. Mm-hmm. Unlike you, because you will know your friends from UBC, you will know your friends from school. If you set up your practice, you already have a base of references. We don't know anyone here. So it took us a lot of time to struggle and get the client base. And obviously this office was new, not that it was a reputed, already established office, and we started working with that office, right? So both of us started this office, and both of us are new to the country, so had to really work hard to get our name out there and build the clients.
I'm Julia, and the last name is Chang, C-H-A-N-G, and I came to Canada in 1980 from Guangdong, China, and then when I first came, I didn't know any English, and I studied English from Canada, right? In Canada, I went to a ESL class and started learning from ABC, alphabets, right? And then I stayed in high school for 4 years in Vancouver. And then I work part-time and I go to school.
What did you do first?
My first job was like a McDonald's. Yeah. and then cashier and the sewing. You know, after school I always go to work for part-time. And then study, and like daytime working and the nighttime study, and then daytime working, right? You know, depends. Right?
Why did you come to Canada?
Why? Oh, looking for a better life.
Do you have children?
Now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you came, you didn't?
Oh, I was a teenager. How can I have children?
How old were you when you came?
I was 16. It's about 16, yeah.
And
I came with my parents, right?
Oh, okay.
My father, my mother, and 4 other, like 2 brothers and 2 sisters. And then my parents were working.
And why? Do you know what led them to come here?
Did you have family friends here that helped them come over, or was it just
my great auntie
Was it a sponsor then?
was a sponsor. Yeah, sponsored my parents actually, and then I was a dependent child, right, and came with my parents.
So do you feel more Canadian, or do you feel very
Right now?
attached to your Chinese roots?
Right now,
Yeah.
I'm more Canadian.
Canadian.
Yeah.
So if someone asked you, are you Chinese or Canadian, which one would you say first?
I am a Canadian, Chinese Canadian. I have to say,
At the
right?
same
They know
time.
instantly. They know I'm Chinese, right? So I have to say Chinese Canadian, right? But I'm more Chinese. I've been here like 29 years, right? It's I came since I was a teenager, right? I study in China, and also study in Canada, right? But I've been living here longer, much longer than in China, right? So I went back only a couple of times. I didn't know much about China now, right? But when I came, and I already almost like mature, right? I know everything at that time, but not now our whole family came, right? So we don't have many friends.
Okay.
So
your life is very much based in Canada.
yeah,
Yeah.
mostly the whole family, everybody here, right? Mary
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
and a kid here, right? And
So then
yeah.
your kids, are they more, do they have a Chinese accent? Are they, do you
I
think
think
they're
they are
more-
very Canadian.
How did you meet your husband? Like, not how did you meet your husband, but is he from China as well, or is he?
Oh no. And he came from Hong Kong, and he came when he was 11 years old. So he's more Canadian than me, right?
What would you say is the ethnic makeup of the clientele at the law office?
What do you mean, like?
Like, are they mainly Chinese, or are they?
I think
Punjabi or?
mostly Chinese, yeah, and because of me, right? And then her clientele is mostly from like Punjabi speaking. Yeah, but yeah, I think 2/3 are Chinese, or yeah, more than half are Chinese.
Is that because of the area that this
Because
is
the
located
area,
in?
and we advertising in Chinese newspaper, and also with the Chinese side. Yeah.